Young men today have a defeatist victimhood mindset, and this is partly due to social media. You know, with the advent of technology nowadays, it's so easy to see the winners and see the high life of things and see people living a luxurious life, etc., etc. Meanwhile, you're stuck in your bed, you got a 9 to 5, and you ain't got no girl. However, what I would say is, regardless of your victimhood mindset, there's still 3 ways you can change and shift your mindset. And now you might be one of these guys. You know, you might be feeling defeated. You're seeing all these people on Instagram, social media, or maybe people you even know are living a high life. And you find yourself in a predicament thinking, damn, how the do I get on that level? Or how do I become that person? Well, in this video, we're gonna go over 3 ways you can shift your mindset and your perspective and learn how to become that best version of yourself. Now, this isn't about comparing yourself. It's not about comparing yourself to other people. However, what I would say is you'd want to use people as a benchmark to see just how far and how well you're doing in life. Just saying. But anyway, that's my opinion. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first perspective shift is to remember that everyone has struggles. Some people have struggles you might not even be able to handle if you had them. So it's very easy to think of yourself in this, box per se and think, damn, I'm the only one going through X, Y, and Z. No one can understand me. No one gets me. Everyone, regardless of their position in life, whether they're poor, rich, in between, whatever the case may be, they all have their own series of challenges. When I think about losing 2 brothers, it's definitely hard and it's a tough pill to swallow, of course. And living with that is definitely to some extent a challenge per se. But I think about all the other people that have had a myriad of challenges that could have been way worse than mine. And honestly speaking, I feel like I don't have a right to complain, so I don't. But I could also understand the need for feeling that moment of sorrow where you feel like you don't have an option, but you always do. So remember, everyone has challenges. You may not see it just because it's like Instagram or social media, but remember that everyone has their own set of obstacles that they have to overcome. And with that in mind, that should help you want to get over yours as well. But anyway, let's talk about perspective 2. Paying attention to the winners will only make you short-sighted. You gotta remember, everyone has started somewhere. And to some extent, again, just like I said before, everyone had their own series of challenges in order to make it to that finish line. I think both men and women often fall in this line of thinking where they see people that are successful and just assume it's been somewhat handed to them or whatever the case may be. And the reality is, you gotta work for it, regardless of how successful that person might be, or regardless of what kind of help they receive. A lot of people like to coin, for example, Donald Trump. Regardless of how you feel about him getting $1 million from his father, yeah, that seems like a lot to us, but in the grand scheme of things, from his perspective, from where he is as an individual in that certain tax bracket, $1 million could have been like $1,000 for you and me. Never get so focused on the help people might get or the leg up or the advantages some people might have just because you don't have them. If you really think about it, we all have our own set of advantages as well as disadvantages, but what's the point of thinking about the negative? Like, if you're really committed to becoming the best version of yourself and really achieving those goals that you want, what's the point of thinking about yourself less than and then not thinking you're capable of achieving what someone else might have accomplished? Now, obviously this is within reason, right? Like, you can't do everything you see anyone else doing, but within reason, within the parameters of who you are as an individual. And perspectives, I think, matter here. Things are subjective. Some people might think what you're doing is great. Some people might think what you're doing is average. Does it really matter? I don't think so. Ultimately, it matters to you and what you think about the things that you want to accomplish. If you think they're worth chasing, then by all means, chase them. Never mind what other people have to say about it. But anyway, let's get into mindset number 3. Mindset number 3 is it's a good one. I think it's pretty universal to just about anything. It's very applicable to, multiple perspectives of life. And it's control what you can control and never mind what you can't. We spend so much time ruminating and thinking about things that we can't control. Meanwhile, we don't try to control the one thing that we can, which is our mind, and it's our way of thinking. And ultimately, it's our way of thinking and the things that we tell ourselves that dictate our actions, which thus one could almost say in like a woo-woo sort of way. It's kind of like your thoughts become your destiny, right? Because obviously the in-between is all the actions that you take in between that. But what you tell yourself definitely determines the type of actions that you take. Like, if you're gonna be negative all day, you're more than likely not gonna do anything. But if you're positive and you're willing to give yourself a chance to become and develop, then yeah, you're gonna be willing to take those actions that, maybe the lesser version of you might think that's, too hard to do, too hard to accomplish, whatever the case may be. If you really think about it, controlling what you can control and not giving a fuck about anything else is really just a matter of shifting your focus. Like, what do you decide to care about day in, day out ultimately determines the path that you take in your life. And if you care about what other people think about you, then you're not going to take those actions. But if you want to see yourself succeed and you care about your perspective about yourself, odds are you'll be more than likely to go ahead and take those actions necessary in order to achieve those goals. So that is enough rambling for today. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me ask you a question. When you think about becoming the best version of yourself, what does that look like? Like, what does that look like for you? Don't forget to check out some of the links below. Got a bunch of other videos coming out this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.